day one on the prairie, and just sitting here enjoying the campfire and glassing for wildlife. So glass with me. I've been watching a elk sitting up there in the meadow all by himself, and he's been hanging out there for probably an hour and a half. Just he was laying down and now he's eating. So let's see if we can get you a view. Oh, he just laid down. It's the second time he's been down. Just been hanging out in that meadow for a couple hours. When I first saw him, he was laying down, and he was probably down for at least 30 minutes before I went over him again, and he was standing up eating. Moved around the meadow a little bit, and now he's back down. So he must gonna hang out all night over there. Pretty neat. And there was about 6 of them, about 6 elk that were up there, all the way up there, that I found probably about 20 minutes ago. And they walked down that little hillside and behind this hillside. So maybe we'll see them again. If not, I don't know. Also saw quite a few pronghorn today with the scope. Really nice views out here on Horse Prairie Cabin. Really nice. And I'll show y'all my Vortex scope. This was a Christmas present that I was very lucky to get. Viper HD 2060-85. Really nice. Got the mag view. Phone stand too. Really handy dandy little scope. Fun story, I was wildlife viewing in Yellowstone like everybody does, and driving through the park, and you see everybody pull over aggressively to the side of the road, enthusiastically, excitedly pull over to the side of the road, and everybody jumps out of their cars, as fast as they can. And so I just follow. Anytime I see somebody do that, I do it too. It doesn't matter if you're looking at a bear, a deer, a marmot, I'm gonna do it with you. And so we jumped out of the car, and everybody was, oohing and ahhing, pointing and staring off into the distance. And I pulled out my little binoculars, I couldn't see what it was. All I saw was a brown smudge off in the distance. And so I asked the woman walking by the car, I was like, hey, what is that over there? And she's like, oh, it's a grizzly. And I was like, oh, wow. And I was like, can I look? I can't, I don't see it. Where's it at? And she's like, and so I was, I was looking through my little lens, I was just a searching, because I'm all about seeing a grizzly bear. And she looked at me and she's like, you're gonna need a bigger lens. And I was like, okay, why you gotta say it like that? You might be right, but it was a little aggressive anyhow. But so now I do have a bigger lens. One of the best lens money can buy. So, fun little story. It's pretty cold out here tonight. Pretty cold. Got a little fire going. But it is not enough. It's pretty cold. Pretty cold. Had a really good steak tonight. And a little potato. It was good. I am cold. I think I got a little sunburnt today though too, out on the prairie, which happened last time. But that's okay. I need the sun anyhow. Oh, saw a weasel earlier. That was pretty neat. Hoping to see him again. Had a little yellow belly, super small. It did not seem very afraid. So, pretty neat to watch him running around. He was up on the log pile, and then he dove into a hole somewhere, so maybe we'll see him again, hopefully. That would be neat. Got a couple pictures of everything. Got my game trail, my game camera out. Hopefully something will walk out in front of it tonight. So, hoping for that. It's just nice to get away for a while. The hustle and bustle stops here. Also, didn't film it. Maybe I'll have it again tomorrow, hopefully. I had a new s'mores creation. It was really good. Keebler. What do you call these things? Oh, fudge stripes. Fudge stripe cookie. Keebler fudge stripe cookie with marshmallow. You put the marshmallow inside of it. That was good. That was really good. I had 2 of them. But it was really sweet too, so I don't know how many more I can have those. Just living life out on the prairie. Good morning, everyone. Got up a little early. I got up a little early to try to see if we could see anything with the scope. But the only thing I see is that one elk in that same spot. So, not quite the wildlife morning I thought we were going to have, but that's okay. Slept good, very quiet cabin, very nice. Wood stove works really well, so that's always nice. And since it's in the other room, you can kind of control how much heat you want coming into the room. So hopefully today we'll have good wildlife viewing, because yesterday was pretty good. On the way here, once we were here. So hopefully we'll have that on day 2. I don't know if we're going to do it or not. We might go up to that Lemmy Pass and go hike. I think it's the Nez Perce Trail. So we'll see if we do that or not. But Horse Prairie Cabin is a great little cabin. Just so pretty. It's just so pretty. The prettiest sunsets or sunrises here too. Such a pretty place. Also heard some wolves or coyotes last night around 1:30. Didn't sound like they were near here. Somewhere off in the distance somewhere. Only heard a couple yelps and that was about it. But I have read in the book that a lot of people have heard wolves and coyotes, so pretty neat. So far this morning, I saw that lone elk that way. Just still hanging out in his little meadow by his lonesome. I look pretty sunburned. And there's a whole bunch of elk down there in the valley, hanging out in some ranchers' fields. I kind of think that there might be a pronghorn in front of me. Let's check it out. Yep, turns out to be a little pronghorn. I do look pretty burnt. Great. So I have set up my trail camera at a prairie dog hole, hoping to catch some action. Kind of not sure if I will or not, but I'll show you my setup, okay? There we got my little trail camera. We got Prairie Dog Junction, Prairie Dog Colony 2.0. We've got one here, one over there, probably one over there. There's one down there, one down there. I mean, they're just everywhere. And they've been very active at this spot, so I was really hoping for a good outcome. I'm not sure I've gotten any trail camera action so far from day one to today. So I'm gonna look, and I'll probably set it up. In closer to the cabin to see if I can catch this weasel that's been running around all day, and he's really not afraid of much, people-wise. So he's really cute too. So I might try to catch him, but I guess we'll see. Good morning. I don't know what time it is, but beautiful sunrise in the back. Let me show you. It's just beautiful. Gonna glass around, see if I can see anything up here. We'll see. Wasn't as much activity yesterday, so we'll see how today is. It's a little chilly out here. Wish I'd see a big old bear. Heard some coyotes last night. Sound like they were probably down there in the valley, probably hoping to get some calves or something. Sad. That one lone elk has moved on. It moved on yesterday sometime. I did end up seeing some pronghorn and some elk. I assume the same group of elk because they were in the same spot. So I couldn't find the coyotes. The coyotes with the scope yesterday. All right. At 6 a.m. It's second day. Really my third day of being here. So let me give you a tour. Alright. I'll show you when we're inside later, but there is a propane tank out here. So there's a shutoff for that outside as well as inside. But there's also a solar panel out here which generates electricity for lights inside, which is really nice. So something, three big things moving fairly quickly over there. So I think I'm gonna head to my scope, check that out real quick. I also think I saw a pronghorn while I was walking up to the bathroom. So we'll see. Being that big or that dark from this far away, I'm just gonna assume it's elk. But give it a go. It's our final day here, so I figured it was time for the tour. So you got the cabin right here. These U.S. forest benches are new and really nice. Used to be a horse corral. Part of it's burnt down, so that's kind of sad. Get your road out right here. You can see the gate below the sign. Real nice sign. So then you have like an old outhouse out there to the far right, and the new outhouse right there. It's pretty nice. So let's go check that out. I set up my trail camera up here last night to try to catch some action from this weasel that's been hanging out here at the log pile. Super cute little dude. Pretty friendly too. Not afraid. A really nice little outhouse. Little window, little vent. No hand sani, so it's kind of sad. If you can see it, but I put my trail camera right down there at the bottom of that post. Because that little that little weasel has been coming out of those log piles, running around this whole area, just like a little madman. This is his territory. The morning light on everything makes everything so pretty out here. I'll include my results, but the first night I was here, I put a trail camera out here on this fence line facing that way. I'm not sure if I got anything. Then I put it for a little while right here in front of our Horse Prairie cabin sign. There's a prairie dog colony. Then I moved it down, put it in front of a prairie dog colony down there. And then finally here at the log pile. I'm not sure if we're going to get any results. If not, I'm going to be a little bummed out, to be honest. It's always a nice time at this cabin. It's a very pretty cabin. Very relaxing. I'll show y'all later, but of course there's a propane cutoff out there, and then one inside. And I'll give you a tour of the inside, but you got a propane tank out here, and we also have solar, which generates the electricity for the light. Second time here, and it never disappoints. 3-day stay, and it was packed with wildlife viewing. Saw badger, prairie dogs, pronghorn, elk, coyote, weasel, deer, marmot, and more on the way here. Great trip. Watch my cabin review on my YouTube channel. Jenny B. Alright. Now we just gotta add free sticker. Put it on your Nalgene. Alright, so this is the back door. Got the solar panel over there. Propane tank right here. Got the valve right there. Pretty nice little cabin. I believe that box is for the solar. First aid kit. Got some brooms. We made sure the little firewood box is filled up before we left. If you happen to need a hot pad or something, there's this rag and this glove that are available. There's some hand sanitizer right there. There's some cleaning supplies up here. Found these marshmallow sticks in the corner, so I figured I'd put them up here where somebody could see them and use them. As always, you got the antivirus notice. So I'll show you what's in the cupboards. You got some plates, some bowls. Silverware. I reorganized that a little bit. There's actually a little cutting board right here, which is pretty nifty. There's more utensil type stuff. And down here, I love these little knobs. Always so cute. Cutting board, bowls, stuff like that. I think there's a mashed potato, potato masher, I mean. Stuff like that down there. Some mouse traps. We actually, I was going through these cabinets yesterday, and I came down here and actually found a dead one. Had to take him out. So we got some cleaning supplies, some trash bags, stuff like that, some rat poison. So and we actually had a mouse get caught this morning in the trap. There's a trap behind that door. Got a cutting board right here. And up here, on the very top shelf, there's some games. I was gonna move them down so they'd be easier on this shelf, but they hit that board and it won't close. But we got a cutting board, pan, paper, disposable plates, paper plates, mugs, pans. Somebody put some instant cold pack, acetaminophen, and aspirin, and some eye wash solution, salt and pepper, black bags. So that's nice. And these drawers I didn't get a chance to straighten up, so got some little measuring spoons and marshmallow roasters. Junk drawer. Like roasting pan and some pans and pots. And some big ones. Pretty nice little space. Nice wood stove. Kept the cabin really warm. Got a stove and oven right here. There's the other valve. Always turn the propane off. Yep. The instructions right here. Got more games down here. I tried to organize that a little bit. Got some magazines. Candyland. It's always a good one. Never been big on puzzles. But got 2 chairs there in the corner. I got some stuff laying out. They have 2 little log books. One from 2012 to 2020. That's pretty crazy. One from July of 2020 on. So I put an entry in my free sticker and what all I had to say. I've swept the cabin good. Wiped off the stove, wiped off all the tables, countertops, so getting ready to leave. Pretty cute little drawing somebody did. Cute little match holder. Pretty cute. Then in here is where the little beds are. So this is my bed, always with the fitted sheet, backpack and pillow, and since this is a drive-to cabin, just a big old blanket. I have to go pack up my scope. It's been great wildlife viewing here. Oh, I gotta go pack up my trail camera too. Gosh, can't forget that. If I don't get anything on that trail camera, I'm gonna be sad. Oh, look at that. Whole bunch of cows. Way up there. Let's go take a look. So there's a whole bunch of pronghorn up there. Let's see how many we can count. We've got 3. Oh, they're behind that white building. I can't count them. Whole bunch of them though. It's a small herd. Pretty neat. Alright, they're moving. Let me see. We've got 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on, fuck. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wow. 14 pronghorn. That's pretty neat. Also, for anybody that's never lit a propane stove before, if you read the instructions, it'll tell you, but if you don't read the instructions, you might kind of not know how to do it for a hot minute. And so you're just going to pull that bottom out, and it lights in the back to light the stove portion. As always, the or the oven, the stove is lit up top. There's some water in there. There go the little pronghorn. Cute little buggers. Nice views all the way around from this cabin. You just can't go wrong. Not an ugly view whatsoever. There's the solar. You can see it better from there. Window's a little dirty. Also, if you stay here, make sure that if you use this front door, you'll want to get this latch locked, but sometimes it might pop open and lock. Throwing a little bit of tape over that. If not, if you have this door locked and you have that door locked, you're gonna need to get in via a window, and that means you got to climb up the logs on the outside, which isn't a problem if you're nimble, but it is a hassle. So you're gonna want to check, maybe leave a window. You're gonna want to maybe leave a window accessible. You know, that window would be your best bet. So thought there was a. Is there not a sticker about this door somewhere? There was something, tape or something. I can't remember. Maybe it's on the other door. But super cute little cabin. Just, oh, here's the note. Do not deadbolt back door when leaving. The next renters cannot get in. Thank you, United States Forest Service. And not just when you're leaving, if you're just hanging out here. If that front door is locked and this back door is locked, you're gonna have to use that window. It's just a hassle. But don't panic. It's not that bad. Don't break a window. So, well, I guess we can go pick up my trail camera. Let's see here. I'm gonna be a little bummed if I don't see anything. My gosh, I don't think we got anything. That's infuriating. What the hell? I don't know if this is trail camera or if there's just never any wildlife around me and the cabin that I'm in. Well, well, it's almost time to go, you guys. So, outhouse in the back. Cabin right there. It's just so lovely out here. Gotta go pack up my spot and scope. I just had the best time here. We were here for 3 days. So. Or I had it booked for, yeah. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, yeah. Leave Monday. I just love it. I do think that this prairie cabin is different than being on like a cabin in the woods somewhere. think it's almost better, honestly. This is the front. I swept off the front porch, swept the inside, wiped down the counters, the tables, just gotta load up my stuff. Organize the games in a couple cupboards. Set the mousetrap back. Hung the brooms up. Cleaned out the stove. So, should be all set. Well guys, I hope you enjoy this video, and you should definitely book a trip to the Horse Prairie Guard Station. It's a great cabin. I've already brought some family to it. My sister came last time. We had a time out on the prairie. Also, fun fact, there is a restaurant probably 30 minutes away, so if you don't feel like cooking, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty expensive. When me and my sister went, we wish we got a lot of to-go stuff, but we racked up a bill. I'll just put it that way. And it was really good. It was really good. I mean, but it was a big bill for Dillon, Montana. But it was a really cool atmosphere too. They had a guy come out in a chef outfit to give you your dinner, and so I mean it was pretty unique experience. Just not what you expect. But we got a big old steak, baked potato. I think we had a couple beers, a couple brewskis. We had a ball. But that's always an option if you don't feel like cooking, depending on how long you're gonna be here. So, if you do happen to book Horse Prairie Station and you see my log entry, watch my YouTube video, give me a shout out in the comments that you were here or you're going to book it, let me know.